God, this whole family's a mess, man.
I hate you. I hate you. I don't even know you, and I hate your guts. I hope all the bad things in life happen to you and nobody else but you.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily cringe content anywhere on the internet. Promise swearsies, it's just a fact, and it's totally science. Go ahead and look it up. Today we are diving into rSlash LegbeardStories. I found a couple oldies but goodies lying at the very far back of my subreddit. One of these from 5 months ago, which is basically like the start of the subreddit, I do think. So I don't know how this one passed me by. It looks exceedingly juicy from just a quick scan. The title is probably what didn't capture my attention, so we're gonna dive into that today. And then we also have the worst Legbeard that I have ever met. And you know I can't get enough of them worst Legbeards ever. We should put them in like a big Legbeard battle royale and see how that pans out. Probably there's just gonna be a whole lot of cat scratching and stuff like that. Legbeards aren't really the physically violent sort. They prefer to break you down emotionally and then devour the sticky puddle of whatever is left of what once was a human being. I've seen it happen. It's a scary thing to witness. I'm glad you guys are here for emotional support. But damn, do I love Legbeard stories. I gotta go deep diving these days to find them, but I'm still finding them, so don't you sweat that. We're gonna get some plugs and disclaimers out of the way, and then we will dive right into some Legbeard stories cringe. The worst Legbeard I ever met. Did she have a wedding? Is she British? I might know who you're talking about. Hi there. I'm somewhat new to Reddit. I mainly just made an account because I was watching a lot of ReddX's videos, and I kind of wanted to share some of my own Neckbeard stories. But now I think I really like Reddit, so thanks to ReddX for getting me hooked. Yeah, Reddit's a pretty cool place. Don't sleep on it. There's a lot of reposts and stuff like that, but overall, it is a lot of fun, and you can find a subreddit for basically any community that you like, so definitely appreciate the support, and I heartily welcome you to Reddit, my friends. First, let me say sorry for the bad spelling. I can't read or write, so I rely on the help of technology to navigate through the internet. But anyways, here's the story. I mean, I've known people who can't read or write because of, like, eyesight problems, so they use an on-screen reader. But I guess, yeah, even if you just can't read or write, technology's wonderful. Glad to have you, even via technology. I've encountered a lot of neck and Legbeards in my time because I'm a nerdy girl, I'd say. But the worst Legbeard that I've ever seen so far would be the one who only bathed once a week, hardly ever brushed her teeth, would wear fingerless gloves, cat ears, and a tail. Triple threat. She would go around smacking other girls' butts and even do the Naruto run. Who was this unholy abomination? It was me! What a twist! Okay, yeah, I'm about to completely expose myself. Uh-oh. And tell you all about my Legbeard past. But let me say that I have gotten much better, and I don't do as many awkward things anymore, but I am still pretty awkward, if I'm honest. I never really understood how to socially interact, and I have a lot of mental health issues. My whole school life, I was in and out of special classes since grade 1, so yeah, I kinda suck at being normal. Normal's overrated anyways, OP. You were bestowed a different set of gifts, and that is absolutely fine. Luckily, I do have an older sister who bullied me into being normal-ish. Siblings are great. You like them more and more as you get older. Me and my brother used to fight all the time, and now I miss them a lot. But before I learned how to fake being a normal human, I was a very weird child and teenager. When I was in, like, the 3rd grade, I used to go around smacking other girls' butts. Why? I thought this was normal. I have a pretty weird household, and my mom and sister and I would do this to each other whenever we were being too crazy, and my dumb brain thought that this was a normal thing to do with everybody. Needless to say, people were creeped out by me. Yeah, there's boundaries, family boundaries that should not be crossed, for sure. Now about my hygiene, this too was also an issue that I had when I was a kid, but when I became a teenager, I learned to shower and brush my teeth regularly, but that isn't where the weirdness ends. When I was evolving into a teenager, press B! Press B! You don't want to go there! I came out looking like the stereotypical Legbeard, and I would wear the fingerless gloves and the cat ears and, yes, a tail. I still have it to this day, but I stopped wearing it when my sister said that it looked like a butt plug. They do have butt plugs that look like tails. But yeah, it's pretty clear. You can see like the little clip or whatever. If you can't see where it's connected, then you start to worry. So, I like anime, but I've never seen Naruto. What? It's like Babby's first anime next to Inuyasha, isn't it? I know the comments are gonna get riled up over that. I'm sorry, okay? I calls them as I sees them. Why I did the run, I don't know, but I just subconsciously knew how to be a weeb. Well, now that I confess my sins, I might share some more of the stories I have about the neckbeards that I met, like the one who tried to pretend to be a girl online to get me to send pics, and so many more. I think neckbeards like me because whenever I feel nervous, I just laugh, and that gives them a big confidence boost. I also like a lot of nerdy things, and I can often be pretty shy at times. Plus, I don't drink or smoke, so I probably give off those innocent virgin vibes. Or maybe I'm just paranoid. I don't think you're just paranoid. I'm also not too bad looking nowadays. Puberty hit me like a truck. I went from a small, round Kirby creature to a Kirby creature with boobs. I have before and after pictures that I might share, showing how bad my condition used to be. I have a lot of crazy stories that I'll probably share one day, maybe on my YouTube channel. Hit us with the link. I'm thinking of drawing those storytime videos, so let me know if that sounds interesting. My YouTube videos right now are just art stuff, and I haven't gotten used to speaking on camera yet, so it's pretty awkward. But anyways, thanks for reading my cringe. Peace out. Peace out, Girl Scout. See you later, alligator. Something like that. I truly don't know if the Neckbeard and Legbeard title can be applied to people who are like pre-puberty. You know what I mean? Everybody was cringy as a little kid. It's basically what little kids do. They make everybody around them cringe while they try and figure out how the hell the world is supposed to work. If you're cringy at like 20, 30, even 40, that's a case that I would like to study. But all in all, to me, this doesn't seem that horrible. It seems like a little kid trying to find her place in the world and how things are supposed to go. When you're smacking butts, you're copying what you saw at home. When you're doing the Naruto run, even having never seen Naruto, you're probably copying like one of your friends or something like that, you know? Kids are the greatest imitators, and that is why we must set a good example for them. At least try. It's one of the biggest reasons that my 3-year-old is such a ham when I sit him down in front of the microphone. He's like, this is what we're supposed to do, right? Yeah, buddy, go for it. And then he's also, you know, saying some words that he probably shouldn't say because he's listened to me record a few times too many. But it's all in good fun. The worst that could happen is he goes the Neckbeard way, and then I take his hand and kindly guide him back towards the light. Oh, but with that story out of the way, let's get into something a little bit beefier and a little more vintage in our next story. Decided to add to your page about my disgusting cousins. See the title? It's not really that punchy. I think that's why I skipped over this one. 5 months ago, it is one of the oldest Legbeard posts in the subreddit, so I don't know how I missed out on it, but thank goodness that I did a deep dive today and brought this up from the depths for all of us to enjoy. So let's see what it's about. I watched a video that you had posted about a nice Legbeard and her animals and how she didn't like giving them a bath. So I gave some tips on how to give difficult dogs a bath. I think that was the kind Legbeard story, which if you haven't seen, I will post in the description, as long as I remember. Anyway, it reminded me of my uncle and how he lived. My uncle was kind of a neckbeard due to him really loving nerd stuff, and he was also super overweight. He was a big guy anyways, being like almost 6'7". Ooh, real big boy. He was basically a giant. He looked like a neckbeard and liked neckbeard things, but he, at one point, took good care of himself and had a legitimate job at a mental hospital, which was sort of ironic to me since he was schizophrenic. Well, I don't know. Who knows how to help schizophrenic people better than someone who's experienced it? You know what I mean? That's probably horrible logic. They're both gonna end up smearing poop on the walls. He took his meds religiously, and we knew this because when he wasn't on his meds, he would kill cats. Jesus. When he was on his meds, they were his favorite, and he had 4 of them. And then he had 3 of them, and 2 of them. God, I'm going dark with it already. Sorry. He never hurt a cat again after starting his meds, so don't worry about that. However, he kind of just gave up when he got married. Mating season is over! So he had oily hair and smelled like so bad. His house smelled so bad, you could literally smell it from the street. This was mainly because he became disabled and couldn't see well enough to clean. His wife was a lazy blob of a woman, and by the end of this, my full hatred for this woman will transform into a full-blown rage, along with his useless children. I'm not sure if I need a warning or not, but he does die in the end in a horrible way. Oh God. Also, minor sexual abuse and animal neglect, but I don't get into detail or anything. Okay, there's your warnings right there. Slap them right up front. I do appreciate that. It's a little bit heavier than I was expecting, but we shall brave the depths today. The house they lived in had a broken sewage line, so anything that went in the toilet went into the basement. Ugh! They never picked up trash or did the dishes, and they ate out a lot. How could you just... I don't care about the trash or the dishes. I'm focusing on the basement filling up with shit. You can't afford a plumber? Alright, everybody poop in this bucket. I'm taking the toilet off. That is just the highest level of not give a fuckery. Shitting where you eat, quite literally. Ugh. So, there isn't just one story, just a list of events that I heard from my mom or grandma. My sister and I were no longer allowed around his kids because his son and daughter couldn't keep their hands off of us in sexual ways. Jesus. I'm unsure why they did this. I lived with my Uncle Jeff for a while, and never once did he do anything, so I just don't know. It could have been being allowed to do as they pleased online. Anyway, he used to take care of himself until he married Tammy. Yeah, that's her real name, because fuck you, Tammy. She lied about being gang raped. That led to her having Julie, which my uncle adopted. She refused to clean because she was just so tired. She didn't cook because she was so poor she couldn't eat. Even though she got government assistance, she never held her son, so now his head is flat on the back. It'll round out. Somebody's got to hold him, though. Just overall, she was so fucking lazy. Later, after my uncle died, she remarried 3 times. Once to a pedo, and another dude that she claimed left her dead for 3 days at a gas station. I no longer speak to this woman, seemingly for good reason. What a psychopath. I'd have probably left her for dead at a gas station too, but like, oh, I forgot for 3 days. I was thinking that the house was kind of quiet. His adopted daughter is just like him, amazingly, when it comes to mental illness. She was a whole year old when Tammy married my uncle. Julie, who is the daughter, has a lot of behavioral issues. She stabbed a teacher, stole and resold cars, and ran away multiple times, all before high school. It was determined that she was actually really smart, but just lacks the motivation to do anything good with it. Yeah, they said the same thing about me, but I never stole a car. I smoked a lot of weed and learned coding. You gotta apply yourself in something that you're interested in. My uncle tried to get her into art and poetry, like I was. At one point, I even tried to help her, but she would just copy everything. Lazy. She was even published for a poem that I wrote. I let her have it because of how happy it made my Uncle Jeff. For once, he was actually proud of her. Grandma tried to teach her sewing, but she had no interest in that. She later stole from Grandma when she was on her deathbed. Ugh, God, that hurts. But honestly, with the parents she has, like, can anybody really be surprised? She was absolutely set up to fail from the beginning. She was arrested for walking down the street naked. What? She was arrested for prostitution and animal abuse, and for making and distributing meth, and probably consuming it, considering she's walking down the street naked. Wow. She had her first kid, not even knowing who the dad was. I only met the kid once after she was born. She was 1 year old and couldn't even walk yet. It was so sad. She just sat there with a clueless stare. Yeah, that's kind of 1-year-olds though. She grew kind of cute actually. She finally did start walking on her second birthday, which I saw from videos. Kids all have their own timeline. You know, you can't be like, oh, you should be walking by now. You should be doing this. Like, they'll do it when they're ready. And if they don't do it, then okay, talk to a doctor. Get them tested for some such. Her kids are now in foster care because, according to Julie, she let her 4-year-old give her 1-year-old a bath, and her 1-year-old ended up with 3rd-degree burns on her body. Oh my God. That's so sad, dude. That's the part that probably tears me up more than anything else. How can you trust a 4-year-old to bathe a 1-year-old? What are you doing, you stupid bitch? The living conditions were bad as well. Trash and dog shit all over the floor. The kids always look dirty. Honestly, I hope they grow up to be better people. Now, Nicky. Not much to say about him, honestly, because he doesn't do much of anything. He didn't graduate high school, and he was too lazy to get his GED. He doesn't have his license, and up to when I last saw him on Facebook, he had only ever had one job. I will say that he does play guitar well, but that's about it. He had one son named Dante, but that kid died at 6 months old. With the information that I was given, it sounded like my cousin didn't want to care for him, so he gave his son an overdose of Benadryl, causing him to die. What? Oh my God, dude. I was not ready for this at all. Holy shit. Why is he not in jail? People know about this and they're just like, yeah, I guess. What the fuck? I'm gonna tie this dude up behind my car and fucking go around the block a few times. Like, the 4-year-old bathing the 1-year-old, that is horrible. But this is fucking heinous. Holy hell. Knowing my cousin, it was probably what happened. He made the whole thing about him. The mother was called names by him, and she was accusing him of killing her son, even though she wasn't anywhere around. When I asked Tammy what happened, she said, she doesn't know. And Nicky says the death certificate wasn't given to him. He now goes by Nick Jaden Ferguson. Oh, you just doxed him. He's going to jail now when that isn't even close to his real name. I don't really know what that's about. Well, he's trying to run away, obviously. He used to say that my uncle abused him as a kid. And my uncle punished him, yes, but had my giant-ass uncle actually hit him, he probably would have been seriously hurt. My uncle suffered a stroke, or so we think. His wife didn't bother to get the death certificate. God, this whole family's a mess, man. I was really hoping for like some silly, funny, disgusting cringe, not like horrible, depressing, lose faith in humanity cringe. He was acting weird all day and not able to form words and just walking weird. Generally not himself. Yeah, that's definitely a stroke. Tammy told him to go to bed. She went to bed at midnight and couldn't get him to wake up. So she just went to sleep. At 3 in the morning, it might be like callousness, but it might also be extreme ignorance, you know what I mean? She didn't call the police. She called my mom saying, Jeff is dead, and I'm not kidding this time. She made a claim in the past. Mom said, call the police. And she said, no, what should I do? Mom said, what the fuck is wrong with you, you stupid, stupid bitch? Get off the phone with me and call the ambulance. How are they this stupid? Yeah, Darwinism has failed in a big way. Thanks, technology. I ended up raising money for his funeral, if you could call it that. I wasn't invited to the wake because I would cause stress. So I never got to say goodbye. And to this day, I wish I could go and beat each one of them with a baseball bat. But I can't, so I'll just be venting here. Side note, if you do want doggy grooming tips, let me know. I will answer. See, it's all cyclical. It comes back around to the doggy grooming tips. What an absolutely wild ride. This is more than neckbeardery. This is criminal. This is some of the worst stuff that I've ever heard, and it doesn't seem like anybody suffered consequences from it. They just buried it all under the rug and reveled in their debauchery, rolled in their filth, spread their fucking misery, and honestly, I could say it's nothing but what they deserve. Usually, I do hope the best for legbeards and neckbeards that we talk about here on this channel. I'm like, okay, they deserve a second chance at redemption. None of these people deserve a second chance at redemption. And I can understand a bad upbringing and not having all the opportunities that some other people had, but you know, grandma's there trying to get them on the right path. Would you like to learn sewing? And she's like, nah, just give me your money, you old bitch. And then uncle's like, hey, you want to learn art and maybe go down that route? And everybody's just like, we're basically waiting for you to die so we can cannibalize your corpse. Like, oh, Jesus, man. The wife doesn't even seem to care. Doesn't bother to get the death certificate. Just calls up the mom like, he's dead. Can you call the cops for me? Like, you can't even call an ambulance. I don't have the words, dude. I feel so enraged over this story. I tried to contain it for the very end, and now I'm just pouring out my vitriol on all of these people, and I hope the absolute worst. I hope every one of them experiences every bad thing in life. And I'm not exaggerating. It's all that they deserve. Holy hell. And of course, these fucking idiots are out there breeding, bringing more of these poor, hopeless children set up to fail into the world. And, you know, they don't give a shit about them. This is society's problem at this point, right? Oh, God. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I'm so sorry you're related to these people, OP. I mean, for that matter, I'm sorry that they exist at all, but maybe the title wasn't the reason that I didn't read this the first time through, because this is so horrible. But I do hope that you guys were able to enjoy it in some form or fashion. You're welcome / I apologize. I also hope you check out the links in the description. Plenty of plugs down there, social medias, Twitter, Discord, Facebook. Also my gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful, generous patrons, who I'd like to thank as I do every video. So thank you very much. Calvicus, Fatboy Shrimp, Robert Waits, TSM Kirby, Teddy the Police, USMC 8932, Aaron W, Twisted Child, Delicious Jelly Donut, Candy Sora, Fire Drake, Livison, Mr. Anime Manga Fan, Silent Revolver, Zero MMX, Magdalene Marshall Thornrose, Little Lone Wolf, Mel Pascal, Rouse Dower, Babsy Coon, Caustic Fox, Aaron Lennox, Fisher Diggy, Hypat Japan, OG James Cook, JM Coon, Jerry! John Hero, KK, Miss Monday, Melgar the Destroyer, Mirthful Baker, Mr. J, my boy Nat One Nick, Lady Nix, Orgame Steve, Katykins and Elizabeth, Sidestep, Cider Drinker, Serrated Ass, Siegfried, Synaptic Boomstick, Tamago, Tato Ferret, 10-Ton Monster, That Duck and Bug, Fusky, Treeberg, Wilmags, Redwind, Goose's Honk, Leon Embers, Naga Viper, John Indoors, A Normal Joe, A Roxers, Cake Jerry, that's a different Jerry, KJW, Kajow, Crafty Kitty Cat, Mark 211, maybe next time, Milk-Fed Gimp, Miss Duchess, Organic Cam, Princess Rosalie, Ghosty, Steampunk Ellie, The Last Shinobi, and the Maestro himself, Zuka Cervantes. Also a couple new friends joining us today, so thank you very much for joining the Patreon crew, Raptor Art and Disposable Waifu. Both hilarious names, I absolutely love it, and just in time for the end of the month at that, so big ups to both of you guys. I really love that. I'll be handing out them rewards before you know it, but even if you're just there to support, I mean, I gotta thank you for that as well. Obviously, if anybody else out there can support, that is absolutely massive to me. Thank you very much in advance. But if you can't do it right now, don't sweat it too hard, friends. I just appreciate you coming on through, hanging out with me, and I hope that you come on back and hang out with me again tomorrow. In order to do so, you need to keep yourself safe out there. Wash your hands, but also take some time out and do something that you personally enjoy today. Maybe watch some more ReddX videos. Yeah. Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, and you definitely deserve it. I will see you in the next one, and until then, friends, bye-bye.